Member for Peace River North.
Thanks, honourable people, and I'll start off by saying I know what people of British Columbia are stunned about is the inaction of this government by how they're dealing with this crisis. And the statements made by the member for Richmond just previous to me that we don't care about the lives is absolutely hogwash. We want nothing more than British Columbians to get on the right path forward. And right now this government is doing nothing. Absolutely nothing for that other than getting people and keeping people stuck in addiction, period. So, Honourable Speaker, and I'm going to talk from a different angle here because, like the member from Kootenays mentioned, I come out of a family, I lost my oldest brother to drugs. I now have a niece which I raised as pretty much, or was raised around me as a little sister, who's now entrenched in addiction right now, living on the streets. And she has reached out a number of times in Prince George as well as in Fort St. John, and I'm going to talk briefly just about the Fort St. John experience, reaching out to mental health and addictions, saying, I need help, I need help. Even to the point of mental health and addictions calling myself and saying, we have your niece here and we don't know what to do. We have nowhere to send her, we have no detox, and there's no beds available. And when that person, and I'm sure everybody agrees, when that person comes in that moment of clarity, there's no come back in a week or two and we'll put you on a bus and hope things get better. Because that moment of clarity is literally that moment of clarity. And it's upsetting when we see this government going down a path of just keeping people stuck in addiction without all the supports. And I think that is what we are really fighting for here. There is no supports for British Columbians. And I do fully support my colleague's motion because people are deeply frustrated. People are concerned about the direction that this government is going. And we see the government going down, putting dollars toward individuals that are, quite frankly, trafficking drugs. We have seen how the taxpayer-funded drug crisis has exploded in this province. We see it by the death rate, which is not going down. It is dramatically increasing. We have other jurisdictions around the globe that look at British Columbia of how not to manage a mental health crisis, a drug crisis. Other jurisdictions are laughing at British Columbia. Don't do what they're doing. And we've seen that. We hear it on media reports. We talk to colleagues around the globe. We hear this over and over again. Recently, the chaos has got even more crazy as it has been revealed that, just recently in the media last week, that the NDP government has supplied $1.2 million in public funds to the Drug User Liberation Front and the Vancouver Area Network of Drug Users. Both of these organizations are involved in the illicit drug trafficking in British Columbia. Vandu has openly supplied addictive drugs to people on the streets, dating back to decriminalization times. We've seen this over and over again, that these organizations are publicly flaunting that, yeah, we know what we're doing this, and we know the government is part of this. But we don't see any action by this government that is really making a difference in people's lives. One of the things that we've been doing is calling for an audit. Calling for an audit of of the government funds that are being used to support organized crime, right under the NDP's noses. The government's aware of the criminal activity that is taking place. As mentioned previously, we've seen and we've offered a path forward. BC United Safer Plan, which is ending the failed plan of decriminalization of illicit drugs by this government. Introducing alternative sentencing and rehabilitation, which is so desperately needed. A choice between traditional incarceration or secure treatment. These are real steps that can make a difference in people's lives. It's clear that the NDP's approach is not working, Honourable Speaker. Instead of continuing down this endless debate about harm reduction versus recovery that we must provide, we need to move forward with a path that is going to work better for British Columbians. Thanks, Honourable Speaker.
Thank you, member.